The WellFounder Podcast is proudly brought to you by 45 Fusion. Tired of low-quality leads that never turn into real sales? At 45 Fusion, we don't just get you leads, we get you buyers. With our Educate and Convert system, we turn your expertise into engaging content, put it in front of your ideal customers, and only book meetings with those who engage. The result? More high-intent leads who already understand your solution, so sales conversations move faster. We're so confident in our system that if you're not happy with the lead quality, you don't pay us a penny. Ready to get more high-intent leads? Visit 45fusion.com to learn more.
This is the WellFounder Podcast.
Welcome to the show, Sarah. It's an absolute pleasure having you on today.
I'm delighted to be invited. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I am loving these podcasts because it's allowing me to meet so many creative and awesome founders that are building lots of really cool tools out there. And I'm a huge SaaS, but I love SaaS tools, especially now we've gone into AI. So anything that has to do with AI, I love it. So yeah, but today we're going to be talking about your tool, which is called fflow. And it's a resource planning tool. Well, we're going to dive deeper into that. You're going to tell us all about it. But before we do, could you tell us a little bit more about you, what you do, and how you go into that work?
So it's an interesting story. I started as a developer at IBM.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for many years, and one of my roles at one point was consulting. And I did not like the resource planning software that IBM was using, but I thought, hey, maybe it's just an IBM thing. So when I left, I went to work for an agency to see if they had anything better, and they did. They had tons of really great software, but they still had a problem, which was that none of them talked to each other. So you've got the project manager who's got a nice plan of who's doing what on the project, except he doesn't know someone's gone on holiday because that's in the HR software, which is completely separate. And then you've got this really nifty time tracking tool. It's lovely. It's integrated with Slack. It's all cool. But it's not integrated with the invoicing system. So the finance team are copying data into the invoices at the end of every month. And you get mistakes. And copying data, right, leads to what we call data debt. So when you've got lots of information in lots of different places, that's the thing I wanted to solve. Because if your data's in one place and you're all getting the reporting from the same information, then you're more likely to be all seeing what's really going on.
I love it. I love when tools. This is. I don't know if it's a thing they teach in the SaaS world, but it looks like every tool has like there's a story behind every tool's creation. It's like it's either to automate something that is not they were using spreadsheets to do, or in your case something. Yeah. Better than I love it, and it looks like you guys are still at the very early stages. Is this a startup stage, or has it? At what stage are you at?
We're startup. So I've been building for a while, and I made that traditional mistake where you build first and then you try and sell it, which I know is the wrong way around. But hey, it's not what I would ever advise someone with my consulting hat on. But you're a startup, you do what you do. So we're built. MVP is live. One of the things we wanted to try and do, there's a risk when you're trying to do lots of things that you just do lots of things badly. So the goal from the beginning was we do lots of things minimally. And in that strategic direction is to integrate API integrations with external software so that ultimately, if you wanted, you could plug and play everything and just use us for the reporting.
I see.
So where we're at is the minimal function is all live. We've just started on the API integrations. So that's the first one is Trello. It's just arrived fairly recently. We're trying to grow those early stage customers. So fairly early.
I like it. And the website doesn't say early though. It looks like a well done.
Thank you.
So if you're the developer, I guess you're heading product, as they say. So how big is your team at the moment?
So I have a mind map somewhere which I reckon I wear about 20 hats. And the team, we're bootstrapping, so the team size varies, but it's mostly interns apart from me. So I'm basically the lead of every department, which is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like a startup stage, doing everything. You're literally gonna have to do everything. To be honest, man. Somebody who done a startup. Well, so what has the reception been yet so far? Because it's solving a clear problem. So I would think it would be, it won't be too difficult to find the need for it.
It's not too difficult to get people to say there's a need for it, but where the gap is I think the gap that so many SaaS tools hit, which is, yeah, it would be much better than the spreadsheet that I'm using right now. Or, you even get people who are like, yeah, I'm just doing that planning in my head. It's fine. This would be so much better, but I haven't got time to go to install it and get started on it. So one of the things we want to look at soon is an onboarding process that makes things really easy for people. And we're always happy to do it. If you've got a spreadsheet, we're always happy to take it and do some uploading of the data and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's the getting started tax.
that makes sense. It makes even clearer sense when you say, how did you say it? As in, find customers before you build, kind of thing. When you alluded to that, this is one of those things you would not necessarily know about until you put the market out. You put it out in the market. So that's very interesting. And who is your target audience for this exactly?
It's agencies. All our sample data talks to digital marketing agencies.
Okay.
We can work with other agencies, so that's absolutely fine. It's just to give you an idea of how you'd use it. One of the features we quite like is for agencies or which digital marketing agencies are an example, where you typically do the same engagement with lots of different customers. So you might be writing content posts, say, for lots of different customers. And if you've got that pattern, you can set up a template in Flow with your expected project structure, and then click a button and it deploys it all into the calendar and creates all the bookings for you. So we like that. If you've got same projects. If you're an IT agency where every project is unique, you probably wouldn't use that feature, but then you'd be more likely to integrate with Trello. So we like to try and support diverse range of customers.
That's so cool. Anything that makes my planning easier anyway, it helps, doesn't it? So very, very cool. And I guess agencies are very busy people, so that might be a challenge there. And how if I should ask, how do you currently finding customers? Are you advertise? Ads must be crazy spend at the moment, but what's your number one strategy?
We gave up on ads. We do have an issue as well around SEO, because resource planning is what we do at the heart, but it's not a term that anybody searches for. And all the other things we do, like time tracking, we're always going to be beaten by the really big players, and we'd expect to be. We're going to integrate with them if you really want all the bells and whistles. So we've got a huge SEO challenge. We did try ads, but I think because of that, it created a nice, pretty funnel, but the funnel just wasn't big enough. We couldn't compete on enough of the. You could try competing on the keyword like project. It's going to be all up. So at the moment, we're doing organic content posting on LinkedIn and LinkedIn outreach.
Okay, and I guess that's a really good one, because for you the target audience is very clear, agency owners, I'm guessing, and they are on their LinkedIn as well. So that's that LinkedIn outreach is definitely. Oh, okay, awesome. All right then. So tell us then, what kind of results do you help your clients with? Say an agency owner is struggling with planning their resources and they use your tool. What kind of results can they expect from using it?
It's just making your life easier, right? Simplified admin, streamlined admin. You're not having to copy data from one tool to another. Or if you think about in your agency how many places you've got a tool that has a list of your employees in it. If we could get that down to one, that would be so cool. Or might be more than one. It might be one plus the invoicing plus a time tracker or something. If we can bring all your information together in a way that means your reporting is consistent, that your data doesn't get lost, that it doesn't acquire typos, because back office admin, they're often wonderful people, but they don't know what it's like being the consultant and going out and at the time, and if you've made a mistake putting in the time, it's just trying to give everybody the power to do what they do, but at the same time share that information across the silos.
Yeah, can imagine, because especially with bigger teams, to be in sync together might be a big challenge for. Very interesting. I like it. I really like it, and it's not that expensive. It's At the moment, I'm seeing $7 and $9. Could you walk us through your pricing? How does that work?
The pricing is very flexible at the moment. So there's a 30-day free trial. And it's not widely advertised, but we do have a beta program where if you want to extend the free trial, we probably will. What we ask in exchange is that you give us the feedback. So we're still interested to know, how was your onboarding experience? How are you finding, have you found any bugs? Have you found anything that just doesn't work the way you expected it? We want to hear about the usability quirks as well. So for anyone who's giving us that feedback, you can extend the free trial. It's fine. And then, yes, the pricing, $7 a head and $9 a head, will grow quite fast. So then again, the other thing to do is if you've got a number of users, a larger organization, you're looking at the number of seats and you're thinking that's going to add up to something expensive, then we'll do some enterprise deals as well. So you can always ask us about the pricing. It's all negotiable.
I love it. Very flexible. Really cool.
Yeah. And if you're 2 people, it's free forever.
Say that again, sorry?
If there's just 2 of you, it's free forever.
It's free forever. Okay, I see. So, okay. Yeah, up to 2 users. Oh, okay. That's so cool. I might have to check it out myself. Just one question regarding them. Because one thing I love about SaaS tools is that for the most part, most of them have like a free tier where you could try it. How difficult is it? I guess for you, like you said, the challenge might be getting them to sign up and onboard and all that stuff. But getting them to actually try it for free, is that a challenge? Are you finding that a challenge?
That's the challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Even with the free trial thing.
Even with the free trial, I think it's the people we're targeting. People who run agencies are really busy people, and the conversations we have there are kind of 2 kinds. There's the kind that say, I'm too busy, don't talk to me about software, just make it work, make it go away. I'd love to help you, by the way, if that's you. We'd love to do the onboarding for you and sort out your spreadsheets. And then the other kind are, I've checked out 6 different tools and none of them does exactly what I need, so I'm not using one until I find the perfect one. So yeah, we do need. It's because it touches different teams. There's going to be some. We'll do obviously everything we can to help minimize it, but at the end of the day, there will be some overhead in just getting those teams all on board. I recommend you start with the project team, because that's project manager is often going to be the one who's feeling this pain the most. And then slowly you can encourage other people to use it, or just rather than encouraging other teams to use it, just plug in other software. And then the project manager still gets the benefit of all the reporting.
Very, very insightful. It's very, because from the outside, you think, it's free, just go try it and use it. But there's all these complexities behind that. Sarah, this has been a very insightful chat. I've loved learning about Flow. I love the name, by the way, with the double F. You told me one of the F is for the domain name. I really like that. And as you're building this startup, I'm sure that you've learned so much up to this stage. I always like to wrap up with a final tip. If you could share a final tip for our audience, like based on your experience, what's one thing you leave us with?
As a startup, it would be, don't spend money unless you absolutely have to. Bootstrapping is really hard, but it's kind of a superpower in a quiet way, because you don't spend money because you don't have it to spend. But the few bits of money that I have spent, often later on, I'm like, I could have done that cheaper. I could have got that government grant. I could have got that intern. There's often ways. Don't use AWS. That's really expensive, and there are cheaper alternatives. There's often ways to spend less money, and if you're really motivated to look for them, you'll find them.
I love it, because you need as much money as you have or can have at this stage. You're going to need it for other things, especially like if you're wearing all those hats at this stage. So that's a brilliant tip. So this has been an absolute pleasure. Where can our listeners go learn more about Flow, connect with you, work with you? What's the best place for them to do that?
Flow.io, flow.io/survey. If you want to see, we've done an agency survey to find out what software people are using and what their agency life is like, and that's had some interesting results. That's recent. The main site, flow.io, or you're always welcome to look me up on LinkedIn. I'm Sarah Eggleston. There's not very many of us, so you should find me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on once again. It's been a blast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The WellFounder Podcast is proudly brought to you by 45 Fusion. Tired of low-quality leads that never turn into real sales? At 45 Fusion, we don't just get you leads, we get you buyers. With our Educate and Convert system, we turn your expertise into engaging content, put it in front of your ideal customers, and only book meetings with those who engage. The result? More high-intent leads who already understand your solution, so sales conversations move faster. We're so confident in our system that if you're not happy with the lead quality, you don't pay us a penny. Ready to get more high-intent leads? Visit 45fusion.com to learn more.